Going to take 5 seconds of our time to make sure that all the paper, all the technicalities in our page are ready so everybody can see it. So I just want to ask you for 5 seconds of your time. We're going to share so everybody can see it because many people are saying, why can't we see that? So right now, you can start sharing it. Okay, so everybody will be sharing it. And we're going to start talking tonight about something that for many years people have actually tell us. And the question has been, how can an organization like the one that we created, and sorry for this, we just want to show something.
Thank you.
We're just making sure that we share everything over here. So I'm sorry for this. I want to apologize. How an organization is going to be able to make changes without legal representation. Over the years that I've been trying to create this organization with different people, that was the major issue that we all have. And that was one of the challenges that we face. And it wasn't easy. It hasn't been easy to, try to get involved with people that can help us. But for some reason, things were developing and we're working a network or we're working a system this being structured in a way that is taking time because it's not doing it overnight, but it's being done the right way. And to prove that, tonight we have Dr. Prince Isiki Dekoya II, who is going to be helping us with any kind of legal necessities that the organization or our members may have in the future. So before I continue, let me introduce you to Dr. Prince Iseki. Thank you for being here with us tonight.
Thank you so much, my good friend, and thank you for the wonderful job that you have been doing in the community. Mr. Hedison, I really appreciate you. I commend you. I like your vision. I like your ability. And I really like what you stand for in terms of giving back to the community and helping the members of the community to solve whatever problem that may seems to be the challenge of their life. First and foremost, I commend you for the opportunity and your ability to keep the port drivers together and what you are willing to provide at this point in time because it is difficult to speak for everyone at the same time. But, individually, collectively, we can make a big difference in the community.
Yes, and I want to first of all say again, thank you for being here with us tonight.
Thank
I
you.
know that you have to travel, and sorry for everybody that was expecting us at 8 o'clock. Unfortunately, Dr. Prince had to come all the way from New York. He was caught up in traffic, but he's here. And that's
Yes.
what we were looking for, to be
Yes.
here talking to you guys. Because the idea of this organization from the beginning was to give the opportunity to everybody to just have everything you need in an organization.
Yes.
Like we all know, unfortunately, the minority groups that we represent, okay, because those are the minority groups that work in the poor industries right now. We haven't had the ability to have an organization that can represent us in every aspect,
Right.
because of the issues that we face, antitrust laws,
Yes.
you know.
Very well. Very well.
So that prevents us from organizing to try to reach for goals that we all want, which is monetary reasons.
Yes.
But we were talking a couple of seconds ago, and we were talking about an organization is not just about money. It's
Right.
about how to protect ourselves
Yes.
legally,
Mm-hmm.
how to develop an organization that can help everybody grow properly,
Absolutely.
to understand how the system works.
Yes.
Because if you as a lawyer know that all these things matter in time, because if you don't have an organization that you belong, the challenges that you face legally
Is
can be
enormous.
overwhelming, right?
Yes.
I mean, before anything, I want you to just introduce yourself with your background, what you
Okay.
do, how you've been, so everybody can know a little bit about who's Dr.
Okay.
Prince.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Edison, for just a brief introduction. My name is Reverend Dr. Prince Ezike Adekoya. I'm a very passionate community activist, which is first and foremost. And secondly, when you talk about my profession, I wear many hats, of course, but I'm also a legal expert and legal analyst with the JZ Law Firm. And we specialize in, of course, transportations, immigration, civil litigations, and all different aspects of law. But what I want you guys to understand this evening as a legal expert and analyst is that whatever information that we are giving this evening as it applies, it's for general information purposes. Does not constitute a legal advice because we cannot give a legal advice over the air like that because every cases are different and individual cases. So when it's time for you to, that you need a personalized advice, you can now consult our office. We have office on 6 South Broad Street, Elizabeth, New Jersey. And so also we have an 8332 Suffolk Boulevard, Queens, New York. So we are very much available with competent attorneys that are ready to take on your cases, such as transportation law, civil litigations, immigrations, criminal, landlord and tenant, and what may have you. It's a general practitioner law firm, and we are looking forward to helping our community. As we know that the minority the minority communities suffer enormous amount of setback because they don't have the adequate knowledge that will help them to propel themselves to a better future. Some of them lack the understandings of law, rules, and regulations that would have made them be a better person. But with somebody like me who is a strong advocate in the community, more for minority, and also a legal expert, and with our law firms and our partners, I believe that we are in a better position to be able to help this organization, which is the Port Drivers Association. I think is the right way to go. I think it's a good beginning, and I think we're going to experience a lot of success.
You say something that caught my attention. Every day that I have these meetings, or every Wednesday, you're going
Yes.
to have different meetings with different people. You see me writing things over here because as I meet with different persons, I have conversations prior to these meetings.
Mm-hmm.
Like we both have before you come to this meeting, we were
Absolutely.
talking about different things.
Absolutely.
But it's always something different that comes into the conversation,
Right.
like a quality knowledge. Something that you have to understand, guys, is the idea of this organization is to make sure that you are proper, educated, and represented in case of something happened to you.
Yes.
We know we have a whole group of lawyers all over the place. But
Correct.
the idea of the organization is to minimize the amount of time and money that you will spend because you will go to a lawyer that probably doesn't know what is transportation.
Right.
Just because they deal with tickets, they don't understand what a commercial transportation ticket is. So these are things that we're trying to accomplish in this organization, making sure that we work with people that can actually give you the proper knowledge and make sure that you don't get in any trouble by
Right.
trying to save it in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So over the years, and this is something that we say we want to have a little conversation. Over the years, I have the opportunity to work with a lot of people that being in different lawyers and spend tons and tons of money and find out that they have no choices but to forfeit the case because the lawyer didn't understand commercial transportation.
Okay.
And that's one of the big problems that we have right now. People don't understand commercial transportation. And this is why we want to make sure. Right now, I was having a conversation with a safety person yesterday.
Right.
And last week, we were having a conversation with Henry from Workers' Compensation that we're going to have for the people that are interested in follow up what's happening with the workers' compensation.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have another chapter next week We're going to be talking about the issues that we're missing. But in that conversation that I have with the two people, something come out, and this is the industry is being regulated again. Again, the industry was deregulated, and for some reason now they're trying to regulate the industry.
Again.
And drivers, they are being in the industry for more than 10 years, 20 years, Dr. Prince, don't understand the severity of these changes. And that can change dramatically the way a person will make the living. Because in matter of seconds, and you see it, you told me you work with drivers of a school in New York.
Yes.
I'm going to let him explain what he does in New York with his organization. You see that in a moment they can lose the driver privilege, commercial driver privilege.
Absolutely.
And this is what I want you to understand. This is why we have this organization. The reason that we're trying to make sure that we put emphasis on what this organization is all about is to help you guys understand that sooner or later you're going to start facing a lot of challenges because new laws, they are being, actually we don't want to say new laws, I want to rephrase that. The laws are being there for the longest.
Yes.
They're just being, right now they are, what can we say?
Actually, it's more, it's the law has always been there, but before they were rarely enforced. But right now, because of the situation of the country, the economy, and stuff like that, so they tend to now enforce the law that was a little bit relaxed before. So right now, any little thing can cost someone more than expected, more than, you could have got away with a whole lot of traffic violations and parking and all what have you from before. But these days, things are totally different. So we have to be very, very mindful and be cautious about, what we do on the road, most especially as a truck driver. When we are talking about the law, it doesn't only apply only to truck drivers or people on the road. The same thing applies to maybe immigration law and civil litigations and landlord and tenant and all different kind of stuff.
And we're going to be going to this immigration in a couple of seconds because for all the drivers out there, this is something that I want to make sure. We know that we have minority communities. In minority communities, we have groups that have been sitting in this country for years on the different laws that will give them permits to stay and work. And because of the changes that the government is making right now, a lot of these people, they are truck drivers that I know personally of you, are going to be challenged of what they may going to have to do by next year. And if you have a problem that has to do with this kind of situation where you are, your immigration status isn't pending,
it's in limbo,
is in a limbo, you can also come to you, right?
Yes, that's one strong area where we are very, very good, and we make sure that we try as much as possible to protect all our clients. When you come into our office for immigration matter, I can rest assure you that your case will be taken care of. We're not just going to tell you what you want to hear. We will look at the case very well. I will analyze it as the office manager. I will analyze the case. I will look at it. I'll look at what the problem is and how we can resolve it. Then we'll make sure that one of our attorneys go up there and take care of the matter, whether it's in New York, whether it's in New Jersey, whether it's in Pennsylvania, whether it's in Connecticut. We have the ability to go to different places to handle immigration matter. And so also we have partners when it comes to transportation matters across the states that can always take care of things if we choose not to go there.
And this is something that I want you guys to understand. I mean, the organization doesn't want to just rely to help the people that are going to stay here. We want to help everybody. And if you have any issues, okay, I know that people don't know where to go because nobody was expecting all these changes.
Absolutely.
Law enforcement, okay, immigration enforcement. I mean, these are things that, unfortunately, if you look at it, we are immigrants. The majority of the people that work in the port are minority groups. They come from different countries. So we understand, I myself am an immigrant, okay, so we all understand the situation,
yes,
okay, that you may be facing. And this is why we're trying to organize and have this organization ready to face challenges that we know are going to happen. We know are happening right now. And this is why, as an organization, we have to start merging with people that can help us. This is why Dr. Prince is over here today.
Correct.
to make sure that you understand that we are not alone. This is an organization that's going to be facing things. I'm not a lawyer.
Right.
Okay, I know a lot of things because I'm involved with the community organization for more than 18 years.
Right.
So I know a little bit of everything. But because of I know my limitations, I'm trying to surround myself with people that can help us with the titles, like yourself,
Correct.
with the knowledge, like the people that are doing the safety,
Right.
with the organizations like the people that sell workers' compensation insurance. So we have a whole network. And we also bring in, okay, people from our community to help us get discounts. Because remember one thing, we can't legally organize to increase our monetary settlements every week, but we can find ways to save money. That's another way to increase money, right?
Absolutely. If you can
See?
save money, you increase money.
By being a member of organization with you.
Absolutely, because we are now considered the from what we have worked out before. Our law firm will be representing you guys. We'll be working with you guys, and we know that this is pretty much a community organization that is trying to strive, that is trying to be better. We will work with you at the minimum cost and with reasonable ability to make sure that we meet you at your point of need to help you resolve whatever issue that you may have legally and community wise. So if you call us your in-house lawyer, it's not wrong at all, because that's basically what it is. We are people that you can easily run to, and then we find a way of resolving your matter. So our office do have a very strong strength in different areas of law because we are general practitioners.
And talking about different areas, you already have a group in New York that you represent.
Yes.
In transportation.
In transportation business.
And you can tell them about, the way that they help. The same thing, they organize little group.
Exactly.
So what do they do over there? Just so they can see that we are not the only ones.
Yes.
It's
Okay.
different groups that are coming in there.
Okay, in that aspect, I'm just going to give you guys example without actually calling them out because I don't have the permission to call them out. We have had different, transportation companies such as even school bus drivers that are not under any union, but because they are a large group, they were able to come together whereby they contract with our law office to represent them in whatever issue that they have just for a membership token, which means they belong to the same organization, and that organization now have us as their in-house lawyer to handle their situation.
The same
so,
thing
and that's what
here.
we've been doing, and that's the same thing that I'm saying now that is happening right here at the Elizabeth Seaport Port Drivers Association, which I believe is a very brilliant experience. It's a brilliant experience in the sense that at least when you belong to an organization, you know they got your back. You know they'll give you the adequate advice and representation. You know they will be there for you whenever you need them, whenever you call them. You know that you always be treated with priority because there is a standing contract based on your membership to the organization.
Exactly.
So you don't have to be going through all the hurdles of, okay, now you have to pay consultation, now you have to wait in line to see, because as a member of the organization that we are working with, you are our priority. Once we get that phone call from you, we'll swing into action and make sure that we do what we have to do to make sure you are in a safe hand. We have competent lawyers, we have competent offices, all our staffs, whether the paralegal, the secretary, and everybody are competent enough to do what they need to do to make sure that we give you the right advice and the right solution to your problem.
And I know it's a lot of people that are going to ask me again if we're going to do this in Spanish. I'm going to try to just do a little consolidation of what we're talking at the end of the hour.
Yes.
And make sure that everybody understands. So I do going to speak in Spanish.
Okay.
That's my language.
Okay.
Sorry.
And maybe I will support him in Spanish a little bit.
A little bit. So we're going to have, you see, this is the thing that we want to do. Yeah. Last week we were talking about workers' compensation, how some people are going to go having trouble. And we know that we're going to face these situations. I know that a lot of people are still thinking it's nothing going to happen because unfortunately never happened before. Why is going to happen now?
Yes.
And again, we're going to just make sure that you guys understand when that happens, if you get in trouble, we're here. And this is why it matters. No matter where you go, people are going to be start looking for solutions. We are not in a rush. We're going to get you. Sooner or later, you're going to have to come over here. Why? Because we know that you and many other people like you are looking for solutions, and
Absolutely.
you're going to eventually find us.
Yes.
The faster you come in,
The better.
the
for
better
you.
for you.
Of course.
Because you will have, first of all, you will have legal advice. You will have legal representation. And I'm not talking about myself. Like you can see, now we have a house lawyer, and it's
Yes.
not just one house lawyer, it's a law firm
Yes.
that's based in New Jersey, New York, can
Yeah.
go to Pennsylvania, Connecticut, and depending of the situation, maybe some other states.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we are set
Anywhere
up.
in the United States.
There you go. Anywhere in the United
Anywhere in
States.
the United States. I said.
So we have a network that's going to be working for you. Now, for the people that are out there that don't understand what this organization is about, let me rephrase a little bit because I know I come strongly over the months that I've been trying to put this organization together.
It's
we
needed.
haven't had an opportunity. And today we're going to talk about something that happened and why this organization didn't work before and suddenly it's coming out now. And being that we have a lawyer here, we're going to have a little explanation through the antitrust, and he's going to just briefly give you an idea. The reason that we haven't had an organization in the prior years to this year is because we didn't know about the antitrust law. I'm going to give you a little information so you know, and everybody out there understands too. In 1999, I remember, a group of Latino community,
Yes.
the price of fuel was going up. Everybody was raising their eyebrows when we start seeing the price of the fuel going from 99 cents. I know, guys, I probably, there's a lot of history over here, so I know people are going to say 89 cents is not going to be true, but yes, it was a time where it was almost 85 cents a gallon of diesel. And when we start raising, when the diesel started going up at the end of 1999, a group of immigrants, the majority Latinos, decide to do something. And this is a little history because I want you to read with us.
understand,
Yeah, so
yes.
understand why we didn't have this organization before. And this group decided to do something improvised. And the demonstration come out. Everybody supported because everybody was being attacked with the fuel price. And that's how everything started moving. 2000, and the year 2000, this is a little history, so everything is facts. Nothing over here is added or anything that I make out of my mind. The Teamsters were called, okay? In 2001, I even got involved with the Teamsters. Great friend of mine, Gilberto Soto, rest in peace, was my mentor. And I worked with the Teamsters as a organizer. I was one of the guys that was helping the Teamsters organize. They come in, they say, we want to be a union.
Right.
Everybody want to be a union. You said before, we don't have representation. We want to be represented by the Teamsters, and why not? So we decided to go and support that for 5 years. And over the years, something happened. And this is the part that I want everybody to understand. This is something that you're going to be facing. A lot of people claim the people in California are well organized. Drivers in California, oh my God, they're Mexicans. They know what they do and they organize. Right? They close down the terminals. I'm sorry, Germans, they are not organized. Okay? They are facing the same problems that we are facing. Even worse, because over there they have double the amount of drivers that we have over here. And because of that, it represents a challenge. When you have too many people trying to do something, it becomes a problem.
Absolutely.
Okay? So what happened was a group of people in Oklahoma, in Oakland, California, they tried to have an organization like us, and they were sued for millions of dollars by the poor. And they come out with this law called antitrust law.
Yes.
They were asking to increase rates by 15%. I don't want to say exactly the percentage. I'll be lying if I say the amount correctly. But they went and they started asking for increases of rates. As an organization, the Port Authority invited them to come in and sit down with them to check see what they want. Again, an organization have to have a representative, which they have.
Absolutely.
7 people show up as a representation with our organization. And they were sued by the Port Authority and the extinction lines for the losses that they suffered
Yes.
in those days. And that's how the antitrust law came out to fall. Because in the states of the, in the United States, antitrust laws were created to avoid multinationals or corporations to merge together.
Yes.
And guess why, gentlemen? We, as an independent driver, are
Yeah, antitrust is very much to go against monopoly. So
exactly.
they don't want you to be the only voice that can control everything.
So this is what happened. This is why we couldn't organize. This is why we couldn't belong to the Teamsters, because unfortunately, they can't represent either corporations. And this is what's happening. And in 2005, one of our organizers was unfortunately killed in El Salvador. The movement got really shaky, and a lot of people got scared. The Teamsters realized that they couldn't organize because of the antitrust, and they retrieved to create a new campaign, and they're working on it. I support strongly what they're doing. Like I said before, I like the unions. I'm not against any union. I would love to belong to one. I just don't agree on what they're doing now.
Okay.
Doesn't mean that I don't like the union. I just,
Absolutely.
you have the right to disagree.
Yes.
And since then, that's why we couldn't have an organization. We were facing these challenges because nobody can represent us. And legally, having an organization to be created, we need representation like you, Dr. Prince.
Yes.
A person that has an organization needs representation, but because the lack of knowledge,
Yes.
okay, of how to make it happen, I didn't learn in 2 days. It took me almost 18 years. I've been doing this since 2001.
God bless you.
Okay, so we are almost in 2019,
Right.
and I failed a lot of times. And anything that we've done over here, okay, it's not a book. Until now, it's still not a book of how to create an organization with truck drivers. If anybody tell you, it's a liar. It's nothing that you can do. And if you think that any other state, like California, has drivers organized, unfortunately you're not. Okay? In California, they are being organized because of different things that one day we're going to have. I'm going to invite the Teamsters over here.
Right.
Because it's the right for them to come in. Like I say, I work with them for many years. I think that they have the right to come in. And we're going to have a discussion because I've been here since day one. So I think they can have a conversation with me because I can actually support what they say and challenge what they have in here. But this is a different story. But the idea is this. That's a little brief story of why we couldn't have an organization, because we didn't know what to do. And now that we have the experience,
Yes.
we learn what? We need organization. But before we need organization, we need to have a network of people that can help us
Have the organization grow
organization grow.
and be on the right path.
Exactly. So if you think that this didn't happen because nobody wanted, it's a lie.
That's
It's
not true.
because we didn't know what to do. We didn't know how to make it happen. We failed many times because unfortunately it was no way to do this.
What good is it if an organization cannot help its member?
Exactly.
So if for an organization to be successful and be reckoned with, you have to have what it takes to empower, to help, to support your members. You have to have those networks. If you don't have a network of financial consultants, law firms, your in-house lawyer, your accountant, your safety personnel, and all the little pieces that come with it. If you don't have all those things, what's the point of belonging to an organization?
Exactly.
You want to belong to an organization where you know that it's going to help you when the need arises. Organization that is going to guide you to prosperity. Organization that is going to guide you to success. So that's the only way you can be empowered. And I think that is what the Port Drivers Association stands for. I am
Exactly.
glad that we are at this point, and honestly, I am urging that everyone that has the opportunity to be part of this should be part of this because it's going to be big. It's going to be something very, very interesting because the interest of the interest of the community, the drivers is a priority to them, and I think that is paramount to the mission of
And you mentioned something that is true.
Port Driver Association.
We can have an organization. We can educate the drivers,
Right.
and we've been, and this is why it's so important to have legal advice. The legal advice comes because of the situation that we've been facing right now. Because, like I say, it's not that they only creating new laws; they only enforcing the laws by creating new ways to enforce it.
Absolutely.
Okay, and by creating new ways, it's not that they have created new stuff, they just found different ways to enforce it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't educate yourself, this is an industry that's you run in a very thin line. A couple mistakes can cost you the way that you make a living. And this is a very good industry because it's not going to be anywhere, it's not going to be going anywhere.
Absolutely.
It's millions of dollars in products that come through the ports. A lot of people complain why we don't leave. We are so unhappy. Say that I see people saying, if you're so unhappy working in the ports, why you don't leave?
Identify something else.
Do something else. Why am I going to leave? It's a pretty good industry.
Yes.
The majority of you guys come every day home. They start very early. That is true. But most of the time you home every night. You never go too far unless once or twice a week. We have to face a lot of things that in the ports with the long waiting and all that stuff. But eventually, little by little, we're going to be talking to, in a couple of weeks, we're going to have one of the owners of a trucking company explaining how that's happening. Why? You know, why can't we make any more money? But, you know, it depends on you. But how? Lease agreement. A lot of you guys, and this is something that we're going to be talking with you, Dr. Prince. Mm-hmm. Lease agreement is very important. We're putting a lot of emphasis in lease agreements because you're not an employee. And this is something that we want to make sure right now. This is something that you have to have an understanding. You maybe believe you're an employee, but you're not an employee. Because the moment you purchase that truck, you have to empower yourself to understand your industry, to understand how to read a lease agreement to see if it benefits you. Okay, the same way you refuse a loan because Sealand is all the way to the long line and you have your truck and you choose your work and you choose not to go because you just don't feel like it. It's the same way with you learn how to use the lease agreement. If the lease agreement doesn't give you the opportunity that you want, okay, in a lot of aspects, if you learn how to read a lease agreement, all you have to say is no. And when we all learn as a group how to use that lease agreement to our benefit, we're all going to benefit. And that's why we have lawyers over here, because we want to make sure that when you come over here, a lot of the people that come and look for help over the years, and this is something that we face in 2000, and like I say, I'm giving you facts. Teamster collect a lot of lease agreement back in 2001 to 2005. We collected all lease agreements because the situation was, the problem was nobody understand what companies were doing. And if you don't understand what companies are doing, you don't really know what to do.
Absolutely.
So what is the first thing you got to know? Lease agreement. And when you have a lawyer over here, you have the right to go to your company, say, listen, I would like to have the lease agreement to be reviewed by my lawyer and see if that corrects for me.
Correct.
Am I correct about that?
Which is exactly what all our lawyers, our law firm can do for you.
Yeah. But you see, guys, this is the part that you gotta say. If you go buy a house, and I'm pretty sure you do real estate at one point, or you're probably still doing it, the first thing you see is a book.
Absolutely.
It's closing papers of the house.
Correct.
And what do you have when you do a closing?
I mean, you're going to have a conference and you're going to review all the things that needs to be reviewed to make sure that there is no problem before you close. Because when you close, I guess you're going to close with a problem.
Exactly.
If you don't know what's in the
underneath. So why is that you worry about how you do a closing in a house, but you don't worry about how you sign a lease agreement that's going to make you money in the long run to pay for the house? That's the part that we don't understand. And this is why we're trying to put a lot of emphasis. The organization is here to help you understand this thing. And we're doing seminars, free seminars for different things. So you can understand how to protect yourself, nobody else, you. Okay? Because if you know how to read the lease agreement, correct me if I'm wrong,
Yes.
who will benefit from that?
I mean, it's the person that is leasing the property or the vehicle or whatever to you.
Exactly.
That's an advantage. So you, the lessee, is going to be at disadvantage because you didn't understand what you just signed. So when you understand what you signed, you know where you stand, and then you'll be able to make the proper decision that is going to benefit you. But if you don't understand and you just put your signature on the paper, hey, so be it. So that's what your in-house lawyer should be doing for you. That's what the law firm should be doing for you. Once you reach out to us
as a group, you have the power to do it, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. As a group, and you have your in-house lawyer. Those are things that they can easily do for you. But benefiting from such a thing, it's only when you come under one umbrella. For example, you have your Port Driver Association. If you are a member of that organization, you can tap from the whole benefit that is applicable to all the members of that.
So here's the situation, and correct me if I'm wrong.
So it's part of community assistance.
Okay, a lot of people say, well, I work in a company that refused to give me a lease agreement. So why do you want to work in the company? Am I correct?
Oh, yeah, of course.
You have the right to bring your lease agreement, bring it to you, lawyer. If you want to use us as a member of our organization, you're welcome to bring it over here and review the agreement that you're signing. Just like you're signing a contract when you buy a house, you should review what you're signing with the lease agreement. It's very important. And by reviewing that stuff, you can change it. And this is the thing that people don't understand. And this is the reason that we're doing this is because right now they're trying to change the laws and how we are viewed in the eyes of the law. We're talking about reclassification, but we don't want to get too deep in that right now. We're going to do that. And in a few weeks from now, we're going to be talking about that with the right people that are trying to impose the law. But if you are, if I'm the owner, Mr. Prince, I'm the owner, right?
Yes.
Of the truck, and I'm offered to come and join a company. The lease agreement is nothing but a contract, right?
Right.
If that contract can be changed to benefit both the driver and the company. Am I correct?
Correct.
So I, as a driver, independent driver, I have the right to see that contract benefits.
To review the contract and make sure it favors you.
It favors
you. Make sure it favors you so that you don't get into something that will become an headache for you. And always remember that by the time you sign a document, it becomes binding between you and the person that is your counterpart. So it's always smart. It's always better. It works out well when you understand what you are signing on. When you understand the content of it, then you know that you're in a good hand. But if you don't understand and you just sign off on something and down the road it becomes a problem, how do you get out of it?
Well, you don't. You only get two choices. You either stick with what you have or leave.
Yeah.
And the problem is over the years, guys, and this is something, it's for all we're minority groups that work in the force. We never have a training. A lot of people say, I put an ad, Dr. Prince, where you say, learn how to be an independent driver the proper way. Why did I say that? Why did I write down, learn how to be an independent driver the proper way? Because unfortunately, for everybody that has a truck, they have went to a training with a school or with somebody that they know.
Such as the CDL.
Exactly. So they can pass the certification, the writing test, and the driving test.
Right.
But until now, they never have the opportunity to go to a school to learn how to properly incorporate and manage a business.
Transportation business, correct.
Okay, so if you don't know, you may say, my grandfather used to have a restaurant, or used to have, my grandfather used to be a truck driver, and I have it in my blood. Believe me, it doesn't work that way.
No.
I wish that you may have some genes. I know that some people are good at managing money, but not everybody
Absolutely.
understand that.
Absolutely.
Managing money, managing a business, okay? A lot of drivers, and this is something sad about our industry. This is why we're trying to put this organization to work so badly because I question a lot of drivers. Are you an independent driver? Yes. Why you like your company? You know, a lot of drivers have this answer, and they say, because the owner lend me money when my truck breaks down. So they are very good.
So
I have a good owner. You know, the guy
Yeah.
see me break down. The guy say, "Why you need? Get it
Look
on."
out for you because-
I look out for you.
Because you know when you get back on, you'll be able to pay it back.
Okay. But the idea, guys, is if you guys, okay, understand this, if you are happy in a company because they lend you money to fix your truck when they break down, or because they give you fuel money, or because they always give you money when you need it, you're in the wrong business. Am I correct?
Pretty much. I mean, pretty much because it can only be that you want to belong to an organization just because you get certain things from them. You have to understand what you get from them. You also have to support them in returns because we've seen people, that, you go out and get money to fix your truck because your trucks break down or your truck break down, and eventually you are unable to pay the money on time. The interest that you will have to pay on the loan that they give you, that alone is going to wreck you. So you have to really understand what you are going up against before you do it. You can't do things blindly. You have to know, as an independent truck driver, you have to know how to manage, have to understand how things work. And the only way that that can be done is coming to the association that is surrounded with the network of people that can help in all aspects of transportation business. So that's the only way you can come on top, because you know that you're going to one stop that can pay attention to your need and support you when you need that support most.
Especially now that we have changes they're facing. We want to make sure that you guys understand this. And I know we're repeating this thing over and over because a lot of people don't get it yet. And the thing is this: if you are an independent driver, okay, you have to know what to do as an independent driver. You have to know what is a corporation, why you need to have a corporation. You know how to manage your money. You know how to manage your money. You know how to do a payroll. You know how to use a workers' compensation. You know how to do all these things so you don't become a prisoner of the IRS. Like many drivers at the end of the year don't manage their money. I mean, I'm guilty of once because everybody have to go through that aspect of the industry because we don't understand how to manage that. So guys, this is the part that we want to make sure. This is why we have Dr. Prince over here. This is going to help us release, read those lease agreements. If you need any questions, this is what he does.
Right.
As a member of the organization, he's going to give us the advice for tickets. We're going to have the advice for any kind of legal representation that you may need.
Right.
Okay. That you may not even have to go through a lawyer. Because the good thing about having an organization and people like me and him is that we work in a network.
Right.
And some things, they don't need to be even reached to you, right?
Yes, absolutely. Some things doesn't have to be handled
exactly.
By a lawyer, by a law firm. It can be done inside house because it's that simple. But when it rises to the standard of being handled by a lawyer, you're as well covered.
Exactly. So some things,
you're as well covered because you have the backing of a law firm that will be there for you.
So this is why this is why it's important to become a member. And I want to show you something that I haven't. Somebody asked me to why you didn't show this in there. A lot of people say, okay, what are we gonna get in there? And this is the part that I want to make sure. Sorry, I was supposed to have this already out of my wallet, but unfortunately, like always. You see, this is the organization ID, okay? This ID will give you the benefits, completely free, okay? So once you become a member, you get this for free. And the idea of this is to give you an identity. by having this, you now will be able to go to the lawyers in any place that you want,
Right.
so you can actually identify yourself. Oh, okay, I'm a member of the organization.
And you're from
Here's
here.
my ID.
Right.
And this is the thing that we want to make sure that it's going to empower you to have the ability to go to different places. It's not like you're going to say, "Oh, I'm a friend of Edison," you know.
It doesn't. It doesn't work.
It
like
doesn't
that.
work like that.
You
So
have to be part of the organization in order for you to benefit what the organization is benefiting. In order for you to enjoy the community support that we're here to offer. We know it's a minority business. We know the truck drivers are just starting up, and you don't want to be engulfed with those exorbitant legal bills, tax professional bills, and a safety advisor bill. You don't want to be engulfed with that. That's why we have come to a partner with the Port Drivers Association so that we can offer you the in-house lawyer service that is required for the Truck Drivers Association. And when you need representation in the court of law and all that, that can also be, offered by our law firm. And we will definitely be there for you and look out for you and make sure that your interest is protected.
And I want to put emphasis again for those people that have these problems with TPS,
Right.
immigration problems. We want to make sure that you understand he also works with immigration. So if you're facing any kind of issues with immigration, this is the good part. You see, we just didn't found a lawyer or a lawyer firm. We found a lawyer that can help in different issues that we facing, because we know we are minority groups that we have to face some of these issues.
Right.
Okay, so we have all taken care of. So if you are in a problem that you may be facing deportation in a year, but you've been driving for 10 years, and I know people that even own companies, and this is something that unfortunately we can't talk in the air because, like, again, it's going to be based in case by case basis.
Something like that.
Okay, but if you are one of those people, they are in that legal situation, they don't know what to do, don't understand how can you help yourself from being deported, or how can you help to stay in this country. You have a profession that can actually change. I don't want to say details, but you are in a profession that can probably help you change that. So you may drowning in a glass of water right now. And this is why we want to invite you to come to our organization, right? Talk to Dr. Prince and his lawyer. He has different lawyers working with him in New York, especially for the guys on Long Island. I know it's a big group of people. They are going to be affected by this immigration problem next year in Long Island. That means New York.
Right.
So he has an office in New York, so you don't have to travel to New Jersey. So if anything, you can always come to our office, and we will help you set up appointments. We will help you. We're going to do everything in our hands.
Your hands, yes.
To make sure that when you need something, we are here to help you in any way.
Exactly.
So, like I say, don't be afraid. We are not doing anything wrong. What we're trying to do with Port Driver Association is making sure that we give everybody a hand to understand this industry, so we can all grow and benefit as a group.
Exactly.
Okay, by having the people that can help us with the knowledge, okay, with the laws, to work in one place.
Right.
And it's your chance for you guys to come in and take advantage.
Absolutely.
And this is something that you,
yes,
as an activist,
yes,
see every day. So,
yes.
So you also talking about
Well, when you come to community activism, which is one of my passion, I advocate for women rights and human right, and I like to see people being treated fair. I don't like to see minority being taken advantage of, be it male or female. I don't like to see that, and if you're not very cautious in the society that we live in, you will be a victim of circumstances. So, my activism is to see people grow, to make sure they got what they are entitled to make sure that they know the right answer to their problems, so that when you have a problem and you have a place to go to, they'll be able to point you to the right direction, so that you don't be going left and right. We have seen it all. I've seen it in people with immigration matter. I've seen it with people in transportation business. I've seen it with people with their tax issue. I've seen it with people with lease problems and housing problems and all those things. You understand? So the good thing is that working with a law firm that is, that is a general practitioner, we will be able to you know, deal with your issues or deal with your matters and make sure that we get to the bottom of it for pretty much for minimal charge compared to what you're going to get from other people simply because you are a member of Port Drivers Association. So being a member of Port Drivers Association gives you an edge, gives you that discount, gives you that recognition because this is about community building. This is about helping one another.
Exactly.
Okay, what you're getting from us as a member of community, as a member of Port Driver Association, is not it's not the same fee that you're going to get if you are just walking into our office and ask for charge. It's totally different thing. So we're doing this part as supporting our communities, as helping our community, as informing our community, so that when you are well informed about the situation you're facing, you will know how to deal with it and how to prepare for it.
Exactly.
And I'll tell you this, there is no problem without a solution.
That's something that's correct.
There is no problem without a solution.
I like
The
that.
most important thing is for you to know where to go to for your solution. It's for you to connect with the right people that will point you the right direction or handle your problem for you. That's where we come in as a community, as your in-house lawyer and your community partner.
I want to put emphasis in that. There is no problem
Without a solution.
without a solution.
Absolutely.
And this is what we want to do here in Pro Driver. We want to make sure if you have a problem, we're going to find a solution.
Yes.
And by surrounding ourselves with the people with the knowledge and the power to help us, you're going to see that we can help you achieve the solutions.
Absolutely.
So you guys, I hope that you support this organization. I hope that you don't think about becoming a member. Now you see that this is not just a group of people trying to sell you things. We don't want to sell you things. You have plenty of people where you can choose things.
Yes.
Okay? The idea is not to do that. We don't sell t-shirts, we don't sell hats. We sell you what we want to sell you is the idea for you to have a better future.
Absolutely.
And by
To
having
help you.
to help you,
To support you.
and if you ask us, okay, why are we doing this? Why is this thing only to help you? It's because if you guys, we work as a group, we help each other, we all gonna benefit.
Absolutely.
We all gonna be standing in better conditions. We all gonna have representation. We all gonna have changes that will make our lives better.
Absolutely.
A lot of people actually challenge the organization that work inside the terminals because they say, oh, they are protected. Well, we can be protected too, and we can have a voice. But you guys have to come and support this organization so we can give you that protection, so we can be there. We understand this and understand this right now. We are not going to be able to change anything related to money. Unfortunately, we can. As an organization, antitrust laws prohibit us from talking about even about a penny. The moment we talk about that, we can be sued by anybody. So we don't talk about that. But we can look about changes in how the people treat you, change the way the people actually give you support and access to different facilities without giving you challenges, without mistreating you. Okay, it's something that you every day talk about it.
Experience.
Okay, the experience that you go through. I mean, I haven't seen one day where you guys don't complain about something. But the time to complain is about to end now. You have to stop complaining. You have to come and support yourself by supporting this organization. Right. And that's the only way you're going to see changes. Now, if you want to keep complaining, there's nothing I can do or you can do, right?
Not at all. I mean, you can't sit down and be complaining from afar. In order for your complaint to be listened to, in order for us to be able to support you and find a solution to this complaint, you have to be part of the organization. So and that's your first step. Being part of the Port Driver Association is your first step. Once you're a member of that organization, it opens a whole lot of doors for you. There are a whole lot of professionals that can help you in whatever issue that you may have.
And
You will find that at the Port Drivers Association.
And that's the thing, professionals.
Absolutely.
Those are the things that you're going to find here. And like I say, you have a whole bunch of professionals. I'm not debating that if you have a person that help you in another core, in core, you have your lawyer. I'm fine with that. I support that. We don't try to take business from nobody.
No.
But what we want to tell you and let you know is, in case you don't have that, in case you don't know where to go, I don't know how many of you guys, and I think that you probably face that. I face it once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
It comes to a point in your life when you know everybody, you know everything, but suddenly the moment that you have the problem, you blank out.
Of who to go, where to go.
Where should I go? Have you ever had that situation?
Who should I call? And yeah, of course, everybody have that once in a while. That when things happen, and you just be like, oh, who should I call now? Will it be there for me? Will that be? How soon can it be? And you'll be surprised sometimes that the person that you think is gonna be there for you, that's the one that's gonna give you that excuse. And the excuse will be, oh, I'm sorry, I'm somewhere right now, I can't make it down there, or I can't do this, or I have to talk to my wife, before I can do this. So, but if you have an organization that has got your back, I think you can rest easy.
So this is why you guys, I want you to understand, this is what we want to do here. So if you have that problem, if you wake up one day thinking, I don't know what to do, here we are, okay? You see us on Facebook. Soon we're going to have a web page, and hopefully we're going to be able to have an application. That's something we're working for the future. So guys, now is the time for you to come and support this organization, and we're going to be talking in Spanish a little bit. How you like, Mr. Dr. Prince? Are you able to un poquito de español?
Sí, habla
so, para todas las personas que nos están viendo,
que está escuchando,
sí, él habla español, so no tengan que tener miedo. Estamos teniendo esta reunión porque queremos dejarles saber que la organización ya no está solamente respaldada por personas que están tratando de venderte cosas. También tenemos una representación legal a través del grupo del doctor Prince Asiki Takoya II, quien es un abogado. How long you been practicing? ¿Cuántos años has estado practicando?
Como as a legal expert y analista, como 17 años para allá.
17 años de experiencia. So, nosotros ya no estamos...
2001, ¿es 17?
17.
2001, 17, okay.
So, nosotros ya no estamos trabajando solos. Nosotros queremos darle a la organización la habilidad de tener una representación legal en todo aspecto. Criminal, right?
Tengo experiencia en criminal, inmigración, de casa, landlord and tenant, y transportación y civil litigation.
Litigaciones civiles y todo
mucho
eso.
hago. Pero también tengo abogados en mi oficina que especializan en todo aspecto de la ley.
Mira eso.
Tengo individual abogado en la oficina que especializa en todo aspecto de la ley, que puedo ayudar cuando necesite.
Y no solamente está en el estado de New Jersey, para las personas, estamos hablando de que ellos pueden legalmente, tienen una oficina legalmente en Elizabeth, en el 6 South Broad Street, Elizabeth, van también a poder reunirse con ustedes a través de esta organización en nuestras oficinas. Sí. También tienen oficinas en Queens, y para las personas de Pensilvania, de Connecticut y todos los estados alrededor del área, también ellos tienen representación legal en diferentes partes del país. Mejor dicho, en todo el país.
En todo el país, sí.
Okay,
porque tengo partners y conexión para
todo el país. Si ustedes se dan cuenta, nosotros estamos creando uno de los networks más grandes para ayudarnos a nosotros mismos en cualquier cosa que tenga que ver con proyectos legales. Y para todas esas personas, yo quiero hacer un poquito de énfasis en esto porque tenemos una comunidad latina que está teniendo problemas con el TPS. El doctor Prince también es abogado de inmigración. Yo quiero dejarles saber a ustedes que nosotros vamos a estar tratando de crear un programa especial. No puedo dar detalles porque todos los casos van a ser diferentes. es algo que el doctor Prince lo va a decir. Todos los casos son diferentes. Legalmente no podemos darle a través del aire una solución a ningún problema. Ojalá, tenemos que hacerlo esto en caso por caso. Pero queremos que ustedes, si necesitan ayuda, pueden venir a hacerse miembros, o pueden pedirnos ayuda y nosotros hacemos, si no pueden venir, podemos tener ahí. Como les volví a decir, miren, este es el ID que ustedes tienen, el que les da la oportunidad de poder sacarlo completamente gratuito para que cuando ustedes lleguen a las oficinas del abogado se identifiquen. ¿Por qué es esto muy importante? Porque les va a dar la oportunidad de tener cierta clase de beneficios económicos, beneficios de consulta, que estamos hablando con el doctor Prince,
Sí.
y ayuda para ciertos casos que en otros lugares les costaría más dinero. Todas estas son cosas que van a tener de beneficio con la organización. Y con el doctor Prince, que ya tiene muchos años, como él mismo dijo, desde el año 2001, de experiencia, y a través de su network les puede ayudar. Yo quiero que ustedes entiendan que no fue fácil crear todo lo que estamos haciendo por cuestiones legales. Hablamos hace un momento, para los que no entendieron, del sistema de antitrust. Quiero ser un poquito repetitivo.
Sí.
La ley antitrust nos impide organizarnos para poder pedir beneficios económicos,
Sí.
lo cual nosotros todos queremos, pero que no podemos. Pero eso no nos impide para organizarnos y buscar beneficios en cuestiones legales, de consumo, y que nos ayuden a ahorrar dinero a través de utilizar personas profesionales, por la palabra que utilizó el doctor Prince, que nos ayuden a buscar soluciones con descuentos. Esto es una manera de ayudarnos a reunir extra dinero también. Si ustedes ahorran $1 diario, al final de la semana van a tener 5. Al final del año van a tener 365 o 66, dependiendo del año. Todo lo que ustedes hagan les ayuda a salvar dinero. Y eso es lo que esta organización quiere hacer. Sabemos que todos ustedes tienen diferentes personas que asisten y no queremos que ustedes dejen de ir a ellos. Pero si usted por A o B razón no encuentra una solución o no tiene algo, aproveche de esta oficina. Aproveche de personas profesionales como el doctor Prince,
¿Verdad?
Para poder buscar soluciones, y al mismo tiempo aprovechemos en grupo para buscar soluciones que nos dañen. Estábamos hablando hace un momento con el doctor Prince acerca de los lease agreements. Uno de los problemas más grandes que nosotros enfrentamos es que como no entendemos, the part that we didn't understand what we're reading,
sí.
El 99.9% de los choferes se les da una aplicación
y ellos no entienden.
No entienden.
No entienden que está en la aplicación.
Bueno, no es porque no entiendan, es simplemente porque la aplicación es así.
y
es en inglés.
Sí.
Y cuando tú vienes a ver, nosotros tenemos lamentablemente el tiempo medido.
De verdad.
Pero nosotros podemos ayudarlos a entender un poquito qué es lo que tienen que ver. No tienen que leer todas las páginas, solo saber entender. Vamos a dar seminarios, y el que tenga algún problema, alguna situación, asegúrese siempre de guardar su lease agreement, right? They have to save the lease agreement. Si ustedes van a empezar en una compañía a trabajar o si ya trabajan, siempre cojan el lease agreement. Pidan una copia, porque why is so important to have a copy of your lease agreement?
I mean, it is very important because when you sign an agreement and your counterpart has the agreement and you don't have a copy of the agreement, it becomes a problem. It is very, very important that any time that you sign something, make sure you retain a copy for yourself. Should there be a problem, a dispute in the near future, you'll be able to go back to the agreement that you signed and remember what you guys did and remember what's in the contract agreement. Very, very important.
Lo que él está diciendo es que cuando tú vas en cuestiones legales y tú no tienes una copia del lease agreement, legalmente tú estás en una parte que no te beneficias. Exactamente. Y estás en una desventaja porque no tienes una idea de lo que firmaste.
Sí.
Eso te hace a ti, si tú quieres ir a corte, si quieres hacer un challenge, si tienes que hacer alguna cosa, eso te hace tener una desventaja donde que generalmente esa desventaja hace que tú no puedas ganar el caso. Estas son las cosas que en general estamos haciendo en la organización. Hemos tratado por muchos años de hacer una cosa que valga la pena. No ha sido fácil. La experiencia ha costado muchos años. The experience that we have taken us for almost 18 years doing this as a community organizer. Pero ahora tenemos la oportunidad y la experiencia y el network de profesionales que nos pueden ayudar.
Yes.
So, ustedes tienen la oportunidad, a todos los que están escuchando este mensaje en español, de hacerse miembros de la organización. Si tú tienes problemas de inmigración, estamos en organización. Si tienes problemas de tickets, estamos en organización. Okay. Tenemos la habilidad de ayudarte en toda forma.
Medical, insurance,
cualquier problema que tengas legales, porque no estamos hablando solamente de cuestiones de transportación, estamos hablando de muchas cosas más, ¿ok? Criminales, que todos nosotros hemos estado enfrentando un DWI. ¿Alguna vez usted ha visto amigos que tienen problemas de DWI? Todas esas cosas podemos tener la solución acá. So, nosotros sabemos un poquito de transportación. Yo personalmente sé un poquito de leyes, pero él tiene más de 17 años trabajando en eso. So, por lo tanto, tenemos ahí el sistema de criminal, civil, de transporte, de familia, de soporte, de, ¿cómo se llama? De español. Todo tenemos ahí en español también. So, él tiene personas que lo pueden ayudar en español. So, no crea que porque usted habla español y él no habla español. Él tiene personas trabajando, abogados que hablan español en su firma de abogados. Y todo puede estar aquí. So, legalmente ustedes ya se dan cuenta. I think that they see now that we are an organization well structured.
Very well.
Okay, with legal basis, so we don't have to be struggling about who's going to be, giving us accessory about any legal issue.
Right.
Okay, so now we're going to try to make sure that we go in the straight line for the benefit of everybody. Nosotros vamos a asegurarnos de que toda esta organización camine en una línea recta para que todos nos beneficiemos.
Sí.
So, no se crea que estamos vendiendo nada, lo que estamos tratando es simplemente de crear una organización que nos ayude como grupo a beneficiarnos en toda forma y podamos caminar en línea recta para que ninguno de nosotros tengamos problemas. And that's why Dr. Prince is here. Many people more that you see every other Wednesday are going to be coming over here to help us understand that thin line that we have to walk por los cambios que ha habido en la industria. And Dr. Prince,
thank you.
I want to first of all say thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
No, thank you to you for having the time to come in. I know that you want to go home and be with your family, but you decide to come in.
Yes.
And make sure that you introduce yourself to all our followers.
Absolutely.
You final words to the people that are watching right now, or they're going to be watching tomorrow morning.
Well, thank you so much, my beautiful people out there. I say a big thank you to the Port Drivers Association. And this is a great opportunity, my friends and family. This is a great opportunity for you guys to realize that your struggle is over. I say that to mean that you have credible people, you have professionals that care about you as a member of the community, as a small business owner, as an independent driver. We care about you. This is our own way of coming to partner with the Port Driver Association to render whatever service that is required of our law firm to every one of you. We have competent lawyers in all areas of law, and we can service your legal need in all areas, in all states in United States of America. We are there for you to review your case, to review the matter, to review the problem, whatever it may be, and to offer you the best advice through a competent lawyer. There are some cases that lawyer is not required. In-house cases whereby we can look at it based on the experience as a legal analyst and a legal expert. We can just say this is the solution and it will be done. But if the case needs to be handled by lawyers to do this, we are there for you. And we have several of attorneys that work with our offices across the United States that can always be there for you as a member of the Port Driver Association. But do you get advantage to these services for the kind of low fee that you're getting? No. unless you are a member of the Port Drivers Association. That's the first thing that you need to do. But once you belong to that organization that really cares about you, because what they are offering you is a community support, looking out for you and helping you to cross that bridge with you, not alone. When you have to do things by yourself, it tends to be tough. But with the experience of the people who have been in that field, who have been around the transportation industry, I think life will be a lot easier. Okay, so we thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you for listening to us, and thank you so much for trusting our good friend and for trusting the Port Driver Association. We will continue to be your friend, and we hope that you continue to be ours and partner with us, and let's make the business a better business for other people to be in. There's a lot of support that you can benefit from this organization. So continue to support, and we look forward to seeing you. Thank you.
So, guys, we're here. You need anything, you know where to go. Now you're not alone, and we have the professionals to help you. Dr. Prince, thank you one more time.
Thank
guys,
you.
See you next Wednesday with the second part of workers' compensation. Hope to see you next Wednesday at 8 o'clock. Good night.
Thank you.